Now, I imagine you have a lot of early morning call times. What gets you going in the morning?
Coffee gets me going in the morning. It's generally a cup of coffee before I leave and then breakfast when I get there. But as well as early mornings, you have night shoots, you have a whole mix of round-the-clock working.
Yeah, I like a good ulcer breakfast. Big old greasy fry up, you know.
Yum, give you some energy to tackle the day. Yeah, can you talk about your days on set? I mean, you must go through so many different experiences. The show takes you in so many different places.
It is a very challenging show. It's very challenging because we've got so many artists. I mean, it's probably the biggest cast of any show on TV, and also the costumes are very challenging. Lots of leather, lots of chainmail.
Not mic friendly?
None of it mic friendly.
Lots of everything else, so yeah.
So you do a lot of miking on the show then rather than booming?
Yeah, well, it's a mixture of both, but you really need to get good wireless sound on the show to, especially because you're trying to get isolation from 21st century as well. So planes and anything else, cars, anything else, it's going to be close to where you are. A lot of the locations are remote, but you're still trying to get as much isolation on the dialogue as possible, and then still record the effects, which might be battle or whatever at the same time.
Plus, a lot of those girls aren't wearing any clothes to put a mic pack on.
Yeah, well, it's...
Leave that to younger man.
You do what you have to do, really. So, I mean, it's a good team that works, and they work with costume and hair, and they do a professional job. And, we're there to try and record the dialogue on location, so there's as little ADR as possible, and to try and record as much of the effects at the time as well, so that it gives them the chance not to have to completely rebuild scenes.
Yeah, that's one thing I would say is that the costume guys really work very closely with us and give us a heads up on anything that they think is going to be difficult, which is great,
Did you ever meet in pre-production to discuss the kind of devices that you were using to make sure that sounded the same?
Not really in that respect, but Ronan and I have known each other since, probably forever.
Yeah, a long time, yeah.
I worked with Ronan's dad when he was a cameraman 25, 30 years ago, so I've known Ronan most of his life. So Ronan worked with me as a boom swinger in my early days, so we both think along similar lines. We both know what each is going to do.
Similar practices,
yeah,
and we kind of have similar ways of working, so it works very well.
Would you say your sound device is number one fan?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I have to say I'm a big fan of sound devices. I think they make great recorders, I think they make great mixers, and I'm waiting to see what they're going to bring out in particular for the production sound mixer with more inputs in the near future.
Well, I have not read the books because I like to be surprised when I watch the show. Can you tell us then what you are amping up for, what we can expect from the third season?
We can't tell you anything about the third season because we would be obviously taken to court, and we'd like to keep it as a big surprise.
But it's a matter of public knowledge if people can read the books.
We'd be hung, drawn and quartered. HBO.
Well, be safe then tonight, gentlemen.
Torture devices on the show, and it's for God's sake.
Then I won't ask to put yourselves in danger, for goodness sake. Enjoy your night.